I'm Keith Severson, Director of Marketing for Graniterock. In this video, we're going to share with you a bit about Graniterock's 120-year history, the core values that drive Graniterock people and have helped the company sustain through crisis after crisis over that long history, and how those core values have been the foundation of the successful response to the current pandemic crisis. Graniterock is a 120-year-old family-owned construction materials and general engineering company. The company is regional in scope, operating from the southern end of Monterey County to the Golden Gate Bridge, the Monterey and San Francisco Bay areas. Graniterock is a beautifully vertically integrated construction company in that we do everything from harvesting raw materials, granite, adding cement and asphalt to that, transporting materials by rail and truck, and building with those materials, including many of the runways at SFO, many of our local highways, many of your driveways, and other infrastructure projects. Here is Roseanne Woolpert, the company owner, with a bit about our history.
Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? Simone.
Our story begins on Valentine's Day, February 14, 1900. On that day, a young civil engineer from the city of Oakland filed articles of incorporation for the Graniterock Company. Along with a small group of investors, Arthur R. Wilson had purchased a little granite quarry on the banks of the Pajaro River outside of Watsonville. AR had experience in mining and construction, and his business was soon off and running. Graniterock was building roads and buildings throughout Northern California, and granite from the quarry outside Aromas was being used to build new railroads throughout the region. Early on, the only way to mine the rock was with picks, shovels, and wheelbarrows. Breakfast was served in the cookhouse at 5 a.m., and men earned a day's wages of $1.75. They broke up the granite and loaded it onto horse-drawn wagons for transport to the railroad line. A steam-powered crusher was installed in 1903, and it boosted production from 12 tons per day to 20 tons per hour. Street paving became necessary, and Graniterock was busy paving streets and highways, installing gutters, and supplying materials for all kinds of new construction projects. In 1915, San Franciscans celebrated the rebuilding of their city with a grand World's Fair. Here, Graniterock received the first of many awards for quality, the Panama Pacific Exposition's Gold Medal of Excellence for crushed rock. California was booming, and the company grew with it. In 1918, Graniterock built a highway known as the Cauliflower Boulevard to connect the towns of Castroville and Salinas. And on the crew was a summer laborer named John Steinbeck. In 1922, Wilson split his business into 3 separate companies. Graniterock produced rock and sand products, Central Supply sold materials, and Granite Construction handled construction projects. In 1936, Wilson's widow sold Granite Construction to its managers, and ever since then, the 2 companies have been completely separate entities. California's first asphaltic concrete plant was opened at Aromas, and the company began the state's first delivery of pre-mixed concrete. World War II brought a demand for construction projects to support the war effort, and in response, the company expanded and modernized the quarry at Aromas. In the early 1950s, AR's daughter Betsy and her husband Bruce G. Woolpert took over management of the company. Together, they guided it through years of tremendous development in the Monterey and San Francisco Bay areas. A giant mobile primary crusher, new wash plant, and secondary crushers and conveyors were installed, and an innovative computer-automated truck and rail car loading system was unveiled. The company acquired additional concrete, sand, and recycling operations, and a newly formed construction division quickly became one of California's top heavy engineering contractors. Graniterock was recognized for its innovative methods of meeting customer needs with the highest quality products and precise, fast, and flexible service. In 1992, we were awarded our nation's highest honor for business excellence, the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. The information age and quality-focused research and development technology produced an array of groundbreaking systems to advance productivity and customer satisfaction. The first years of the new century brought tremendous challenges. In 2008, the construction industry was hit hard by the deepest and longest recession since the 1930s. And before it was over, on June 24, 2012, Graniterock was also faced with the sudden death of its president and CEO. For the first time in its history, executive management came from outside the Wilson-Woolpert family. Graniterock people continue to find new opportunities in the face of challenges. Renewed emphasis on safety and extensive investment in technology, plants, and equipment have strengthened the company and its people. Structures, grinding, and cold-in-place recycled asphalt paving units have expanded construction capabilities. A new generation of Graniterock leaders carry on the values of quality, innovation, and respect for people first established by our founder, A.R. Wilson.
Through those 120 years, Graniterock has adhered to and lived by 5 core values. Here are some Graniterock people to tell you what the core values mean to them.
The people I work with are awesome. My dispatchers, I love them both. And I mean, I'm talking, you can leave it in or not. I'm talking, I seriously love those guys. The yard guy I work with, awesome guy.
It's kind of cliche, but they say it's like family, but it really is. It's, you know, these are my brothers and sisters and, you know, surrogate fathers and whatnot. They're all just good people, good part of my life.
It's great to have people who are higher up in the company know your name and know your employees' names and know what you do and how you do it.
I spend more time with my coworkers here at Graniterock than I do with my family. So I care deeply about everybody that I work with. We're a family and we love each other.
We do a fantastic job of bringing on board great people and developing them.
Graniterock's all about the people. We treat our people very well, and our people treat us very well back, and we're family.
It's unanimous. What makes Graniterock a great place to work are the people. People who share common core values, who not only embrace those core values in their work, but in their lives as well. 5 core values that keep our employees safe and help them develop their careers, that are based on honesty and integrity, and are the foundation for our customers and Graniterock's success.
Out of all the core values, the one that stands out really is the safety before all else. And when I think of Graniterock, that's what I think of right there.
We actually have this saying, you know, stop, make it safe. If anyone ever sees an unsafe situation, they have the right to stop the job, to make it safe.
The company empowers people to not only be safe in everything we do, but to stop and help other people. Everyone's comfortable with stopping and telling each other, can I help you make this safer?
You have to stop before you get into trouble. Stop before it's too far to not be able to stop.
5 core values: safety before all else, dedication to customers, honesty and integrity, make it better, and building great lives.
Our company is unique in many ways. 120 years old, family owned, vertically integrated, Baldrige Award winning, and our rock solid core values. And with that, we have stood the test of time. Here is Tom Squeri, our president and CEO, to share a bit of how we have weathered the challenges in the past and how we are handling today's challenge.
Graniterock was incorporated or born in 1900. Imagine if you were born in the same year, what you would have lived through. When you were 14, World War I started, and you saw 22 million people killed in that war. It was over by your 18th birthday, just in time for the Spanish flu pandemic we are hearing so much about these days, where 50 million people died worldwide in just a couple years. 50 million. When you turn 29, at the heart of your working career, the Great Depression hits, when millions are out of work, and you may have had to stand in a bread line to get your only meal of the day. In your 40s, the country is finally recovering from the Great Depression, but we're drawn into World War II, in which 75 million people lost their lives. That was followed by the Korean War when you were in your 50s, and Vietnam and civil unrest in America's streets, and the assassination of a president when you were in your 60s and 70s. My point in reciting this grim history is that Granite Rock and several generations of people have lived through and survived trying times before, some much worse than what we are seeing today. While what we are going through is hard, no doubt, it isn't harder than anything our grandparents went through, and it isn't harder than the things the company has been through, and we're still here. As Winston Churchill said, when you're going through hell, keep going. And that's what we'll do. We'll get through this, and we'll come out the other side.
Safety before all else is our most important core value. Every company says that. Every construction company better say that. We are in a dangerous industry in which we measure our product in tons. Here is Paul Cianciarulo, Safety Director, to share how we have kept our jobs safe, our customers safe, our industry safe, and most importantly, our people safe during this pandemic.
So we first started learning about the pandemic early in the year, but really weren't sure what was coming. Our number one core value of Granite Rock is safety before all else. We work in 9 Bay Area counties, and not all counties looked at the requirements of COVID exactly the same. So what Granite Rock did is we took the most restrictive policies and even made them more restrictive for our team members. We put things in place such as no carpooling. Emblazoned on our gators, it says 6 foot. Our mixer trucks that go out have placards on the side of them that says, maintain 6 foot of clearance. Granite Rock is an organization of a little over 1,000 team members. We've not, to this date, which today's date is October 19th, 2020, we have not had a single transmission of coronavirus from a team member to another team member within our organization. And that's just really to our core value of safety before all else. As the corporate safety director, I can give that information to people, but it's up to each team member to basically live that core value of safety before all else and really doing the things that they need to do to keep everybody safe.
Thanks for listening and learning a little bit about Granite Rock. If you've got any questions or you need to get in contact with us, please do so.